Yo, when I tell y'all, people used to follow me into the store. I'm like, okay, for 70, I could go 90, I could go 80. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go. Hey, beauties. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Dabo. And I know it's been a while. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, I haven't posted on here for the last 6 months or so. As you guys know, if you're a subscriber, in my last video I told you all that I was starting business school and that I would be moving, and the intentions were that I was going to vlog my business school experience and all of that, just transition of moving from New York to St. Louis. But honestly, y'all, it was a lot, and I just couldn't do it. And so I just want to come on here and give you guys an update on my life, what's been going on since starting business school, and just everything. So I'm going to do this in a way where I'm going to talk, but I'm also going to answer some of the questions that you all asked me on Instagram. I told you guys that for my subscribers, those who are subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, definitely make sure that you're subscribed so you will see all the new content that I will be posting up. But for those who do follow me, I said to, comment or leave a question on my Instagram, and I got some questions, so I'm going to answer that. But yeah, I want to get into the video, so let's get into it. Okay. So, what have I been doing? So since I left YouTube, I started business school at Washington University in St. Louis, and from that experience over the summer, I actually started in June. Typically, business schools start like regular schools, late August, but I started like late June, and that was because my school actually does a global immersion. And so what that basically was while I wasn't here, I was studying abroad in different countries. I actually started off here in the States. I went to DC and studied at the Brookings Center, and then I traveled to Barcelona in Spain and did a winery consulting project, and then I traveled over to China, where I stayed in Beijing and also Shanghai, and also did another consulting project. And that honestly was so amazing. I actually vlogged that, and I know I told you guys that I was gonna vlog. I vlogged it, but it just was so much content. Like, it was a lot of content, and I'm trying to edit it for y'all. Like, I have 3 hours worth of content, and I'm trying to find a way to split it. So yeah, so I did that, and it was amazing. China was such an eye-opening experience. Like, I felt like a celebrity while I was there, which was good and bad. Like, it's nice, like getting attention or whatever, but it gets annoying when people are starting to follow you and, sneakingly taking pictures like this all over. So that was a very different experience. As you all may know already, China has a different type of political climate compared to the United States. And so initially when I went in, I was like, oh my God, these people are suffering, blah, 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 blah. But that's the reason why I feel like traveling is such an eye-opening experience. Like, my grandma always told me, she's like, if you don't do anything in this life, do one thing, and that is to travel. Because when you travel, your mind open up. So like I was saying, I came in with the mindset that, it's, they have a different government structure, and so the Western side of things always make it seem like just because it's different it's a bad thing, but no, it's not a bad thing. It worked for them. The people are happy with what they're doing, or seem happy with the lives that they're leading. Anything that we have here, they have over there. So like TikTok is a major thing over here in the States, but they don't actually use TikTok, but they don't use the name TikTok, but it's the same thing. It's owned by the same company, and it's like really popular over there. It was so cool. I had so much fun. I did karaoke. I went into like the highest building on that side of the world. I did that. It was so fun. So that's what I did. And then in Spain too, I did a winery project. So Spain is known for their wines, and I did a project working on cava, which was cool. So, you know, we had a little wine or whatever. So that was cool. But it was my second time visiting Spain. So I'm used to Spain's culture. Because in 2015, I did like a whole month over there with a host family. So that was cool. So yeah, Spain was cool. But China definitely was my highlight. I definitely will go back to China. Like I said, the only thing was, yo, when I tell you, people used to follow me into the store, sis. Like, I would just go to buy something and like people would just be like this, or I'm just like, but one thing I would say though is that I'm not a rude person. So whenever people did ask for pictures, I did not deny them one time. But I hated when people took my pictures or just took videos of me when, you know, like without permission, because I feel like I wouldn't do that to someone, so why is someone doing that to me? It might be a cultural thing, but guess what I did? Girl, I turned that camera right back to them. I was like, you don't like it? I don't like it either. So you know what? Let me answer a question here on my Instagram, and let's see. So first question is, what made me go back to school again? So what made me go back to school, I would say, was wanting change and wanting to divert my career. So when I graduated school, I worked in operations, but I really, you know, the organization I was with, I was not happy. And so I started Golden Roots Essentials, and from Golden Roots Essentials, I realized that I really enjoyed marketing and, you know, the whole aspect of learning about customers, finding ways to implement their wants and needs and products and bringing that to market. So I realized that I really enjoyed marketing. And so I was like, you know, it's hard when you don't have like that hard concrete experience, and maybe I'm underestimating or undervaluing myself, but you know, running a business, especially a small business, you know, I thought that going to school was going to give me those extra skills combined with my you know, entrepreneurship skills that I have right now. And so that's the reason why I chose to go to school. The reason why I chose to go to WashU was because like the program was like unlike any other program. Like for me, as you guys know, Golden Roots products and ingredients are mostly derived from Guinea. And so global business and just international business is something that I've always been into, liked. That was my major in undergrad. And so I just was like, you know, I think it's time for a change. And I was, you know, in some type of toxic ass situationship, relationship, whatever. And I was just like, girl, you need some change. Go and do something with your life. So I was like, okay, I'm going to apply to business school. And I did, and I got in, and I was like, go. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided to go back to school, to hone in on my skills and also to grow as a person. And especially, like, I still want to work corporate because I feel like I want to make change on a larger scope. I feel like with Golden Roots, I am making a change, but I also wanted to align myself with a larger organization that I had a cultural fit in and that I can make an impact in. And so that was another reason why I decided to go to school. Okay, second question is, how was the transition from New York to St. Louis? Do you like St. Louis? Just transition. So let me tell y'all. So, when I decided that I was going to go to St. Louis WashU, I did not know anybody there. And so, like, I was just like, new opportunity, like, and so I had booked a flight and I was just going to fly over there, but my parents decided that they were going to give me their car because they felt like being in another state, you know, sometimes when you need to move around and maneuver, if you're relying on public transportation, you're going to have a hard time. So I had booked my flight and did all of that, started packing, and then they was like, take the car. I was like, okay, cool. But the drive was like 16 hours. And I was like, how am I going to do this? But guess what? Your girl did it. So the transition started off very hard because I drove 16 hours from New York to St. Louis by myself in one shot. I mean, I took some stops to get like gas and stuff, but I just rolled it out. And let me tell y'all, I'm a speeder, but I'm very careful. I never got a speeding ticket before. So I was like, you know, boom, boom, boom. And these states was popping. They're like 70 miles per hour. I'm like, okay, if it's 70, I could go 90, I could go 80. All right, now I'm stopped. But, so, I was like driving. I was doing good. I was pumped up. I had my music blasting. I was going. But y'all, 16 hours of driving. Oh my God, I was so tired. Like, girl. So at the end, I was like driving like maybe 45 per hour because it was so long. But when I got to St. Louis, you know, I went to school upstate New York, so, you know, like quietness and just all that stuff I'm already used to, and like the non-city life, I'm used to that. And so the transition, I would say, has been relatively not bad. It's been pretty good, because St. Louis is a city, but it's a very small city. I could get from point A to B, like I could go from the farthest part of town to the other side in like 15 minutes. And so it's a very small city, and it's crazy because people always say this, and I think it's true, but it's the people you surround yourself with that's going to make or break your experience in regards to like location or jobs or anything that's like that. And so when I moved to St. Louis, being that me and my cohort traveled a lot together, we're pretty close, and so I don't really be in the St. Louis area hanging out with the locals, but I do hang out with a lot of my classmates, and a lot of them are from St. Louis. And so with that being said, the transition has been relatively good, and to be honest, it's given me a different perspective. When I went in, to be honest, it was tough. Okay, imagine going from your parents' house where everything is handled for you, and then just moving, like, bruh, like there's nobody to fill in the water, like the water filter. There's nobody to, you know, do laundry or just cook, or just when you're tired of coming in and you just want some food. Like, it's been a transition, but it's been transformative. I think it's made me way more responsible. Like, I'm still having like struggles in regards to like, you know, making things go the way I want them to go. But I feel like it has forced me to grow up into the person that I've wanted to be. And I'm not necessarily fully there, but, you know, it's forced me to be an adult. So that's how that transition has been. It's been growing pains, but, you know, I feel very proud, to be honest, because not only is it a well-established school, but I made a move from, you know, home and comfort to something completely different, in a place that I knew nobody, but now I feel like I have a tribe. So yeah, that's been that transition. Okay, so the next question has nothing to do with school, but this question is, how do you start a skincare business? Okay, so I would say this, and I think it's one of the two things when starting any business is research. That's my number one thing. Research, and research. They go hand in hand. Research and just do it, to be honest. Like, I dwelled on golden roots for like 2 years. I was like thinking about it, like doing different research, testing different products, because when you're, you know, when you're wanting to do something, you try out different things, see what's the gap, what you can do to fill it in. And so I did a lot of time researching, and from that experience, I gained the confidence of testing, and realized that this is all going to mean nothing if I just don't do it. And so when it comes to starting a skincare company, I would say definitely do your research, because at the end of the day, research and also do testing, because at the end of the day, if you know, you're selling this in hopes of helping people with skin issues and, you know, problems, you want to make sure your products are effective. And so what I would do is research and test your products out. And when you're done with that, make sure you do it. Don't dwell on it, because it's really going to be worth it at the end. So yeah, that's what I would say. Research and just do it. So, what's another question here? Any hot blonde guys in your class? I know who asked this. There could be. I don't look because I'm in a relationship, but there definitely could be some hotties in my class. Okay, next question is, how have you been dealing with being in a relationship with someone that's not near you? So, guys, I don't know why I've always had a big mouth. I'll always be like, oh, long distance relationships is nothing as long as there's love there, right? It's all gonna work out. Okay, love is there, but like, long distance relationship, it has been hard. It's been tough. It's something that I never thought that I would do, to be honest, but it's like I was saying with moving, it's growing pains, because like, especially when your love language is dependent on like, physical touch. So that's something that I love, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. And so not having my partner there, it's hard, but I feel like he doesn't get in the way of the things that I do for myself. And in fact, he motivates me, and he's been a helping hand. And so for that reason, like, it's like having a homie, but it just sucks because the homie's not next to you. And so, it's been hard, but I think what's very important is open communication, because you're not there to see the person and their like, facial expressions or anything like that. And so when you're in a long distance relationship, it's very important to be open with your feelings. And something that I have trouble with, and my partner says to me sometimes, is that I love to communicate, but sometimes I don't know how to communicate. So sometimes I let things fluster or feather in me, and then it just all comes out. So I would say keep an open line of communication and be committed. It's tough, especially when you're in an MBA program, when I go to all these conferences, see fine-ass dudes everywhere. But at the end of the day, like, you gotta fight temptation. And it's weird because, it's not weird, but like, sometimes even when I feel some type of way, like, oh, like something is, tempting or whatever, I just move away and I'll call my partner and I'll talk to him. And, I feel like it eased the load of, distractions and stuff like that. And so long distance relationship, for me, hasn't been easy. It's my first one doing, but we've been going strong, and I feel like it builds the relationship even stronger, because you're more reliant on emotions and how you guys feel about one another, and even logic too, because logically, if you guys are not compatible and things are not working out, long distance relationships are easier in regards to bringing those issues up front and just making it obvious that you all are not meant to be together. So I'm not saying that, I'm not the person who knows all the facts in the world, but I'm just speaking on my own experience and just being in a long distance relationship. It's tough, it's hard, but I think it's worth it. If you have a partner that you're really into, that respects, loves, and honors you. So, yeah, that would be my answer to that. Okay, next question is, what are your goals after business school? My goal post MBA school is working for a large tech company, or working with a cosmetic company. And as you guys know, I always wanted to work for a cosmetic company on the marketing side, but I also have gained a tremendous amount of respect and love for tech, considering that I do most of Golden Root's work through technology and just promotion and just marketing, and the research is all through tech. And I realize how tech can really help other businesses and just help consumers as a whole. And so my goal is actually to work with a large tech company post MBA, and I actually have signed an offer with a company. I just can't reveal it yet, but I'm very excited. I was like, the whole process of recruiting is something else, okay? I actually have a question on that, so I'm going to wait to answer that. But that's my goal, to work for a large tech or cosmetic company. And another goal of mine is definitely getting on that yacht in Greece and popping champagne. And I'm definitely going to do that because, like I said, this has been such a journey. And I feel like I have to reward myself after business school. Also, growing Golden Roots Essentials, because a lot of millennials think that you have to leave your full-time job to devote yourself to your small business. And I don't think that's true. I think my business actually keeps me grounded and brings me, you know, peace, even though it's a lot of work. And so I think that running a business and also working full-time is definitely possible. So I want to grow Golden Roots Essentials. I want to change packaging. I want to introduce new products, and I want to work with chemists. So there's a lot of things that I want to do post MBA school. So I'm actually working on growing Golden Roots Essentials. Even while in school, I still run the business. And that's another question, so I'm going to ask that question here. I'm going to get that question now. How has it been running Golden Roots Essentials while in business school? How do you find balance? So running Golden Roots in business school, honestly, I don't want to say it's tough, but it's a challenge because, like, I have assignments to do, then I have orders to do, then I have promotion to do, then I have to find out what's going on with inventory. So it's been a challenge, but like I said, Golden Roots is my baby, and so, you know, I wake up like early to get orders done. Why? Because, like, I feel like it's meaningful and it's something that puts some money in my pocket, and like it just means so much to me. Like, it's not just a skincare company, like it's a lifestyle about, you know, culture, style, and self-care, along with like mental health. So it's just about bringing all of that together, and I feel like that's like my gift to the world. And so running Golden Roots alongside going to business school, it's been an adventure. It's fun to me, actually, because Golden Roots allowed me to be creative, like figuring out new ingredients, you know, working with Photoshop, which was the first time I did that, you know, throughout this time, and, you know, just doing something I love. So, like, sometimes I finish doing my paper and then I stay up till 4 in the morning working on Golden Roots because it's something that I really enjoy doing. And so, yeah. All right. So the next question is, what has the recruiting process been like for you? So the recruiting process for me has been interesting. Because, like, I'm a part of consortium, and so I had the opportunity of actually pre-recruiting early on in my business school journey. And so in June, right before starting Olin, I actually had the opportunity of attending OP, which is the orientation program of consortium, and I had the opportunity of making FaceTime with a lot of recruiters from these large organizations. When I say large, I mean like General Mills, L'Oreal, Google, Microsoft, all of these large companies. I had the opportunity of making FaceTime with them. Coming in, I was so nervous. I don't know why. I was so nervous at OP. And I spoke to some of the people that I was with, and they were nervous too, so it eased my nerve. But I didn't really get any leads at OP. So, which is something that I wish I would have done, actually. But honestly, I also knew that, like, my God is my God and he works for me. And so as long as I put in some effort, he's going to put in some effort. So that didn't really lead to my internship offer. But after OP, we traveled. So I was not able to take in any pre-recruiting that, you know, that companies offer. And so while I was abroad, I was not able to go to any super days or any events like that. And so that kind of puts you at a slight disadvantage, but at the end of the day, recruiting still goes on. So when I came back from China, I started doing applications, but there's a lot of MBA students, and so it's hard to hear back. I heard back from some companies, but what really got me to get my internship was going to National Black. And so National Black is the National Association for Black MBAs. Yeah, MBA. So basically, I went to that conference back in September in Houston. It's one of those opportunities where you make FaceTimes with recruiters, but the key to me getting my internship was doing pre-applications prior to going to National Black. For me, I'm a very shy person, even though it doesn't seem like that on camera, but I'm very shy. And there's like thousands of people. Like compared to OP was like only like 500 students, but at National Black you have thousands of people who are trying to get positions just like you. And I know the kind of person that I am. I'm not like a woo 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 woo, let's go. Like I'm not like a pumped person. I'm a chill person. So I did most of my application prior to attending National Black in Houston, and then when I went to National Black, I had 4 interviews, y'all. I prepped really hard. What I did was I basically created an outline on these companies, like why that company. I would answer like why JP Morgan, or why L'Oreal, or why, you know, this company, why Nike. And I would say, like, you know, I would some way somehow find, you know, a commonality or something that I feel like the company is doing that really interests me and that I want to possibly contribute to. And so that's what I did. I used my iPad to take down notes. I'll show you guys. So the first question I always jotted down was like, tell me about yourself, because every company asks about this. They want to know you and who you are, what you want to do, and why you want to, you know, work for their company. And then I would ask myself, like, why JP Morgan? I keep using JP Morgan as an example, but it's just an example. Most of my interviews were like behavioral based, and also like specifically to the company and also specifically to marketing. And so that's what I did to prepare myself for the interviews. And from National Black, I was able to receive 2 offers. One company I never heard from, and then the other company, they denied me. So that's something to take along with your journey. When recruiting, there's a lot of denials that's gonna happen, but then there's also, you know, times where companies gonna say yes, and you know, sometimes you're gonna get companies that's gonna tell you yes, and then you have to say no. So yeah, that was my experience with recruiting. I know people who got like 6, 7 offers, but at the end of the day, I tried my best not to look at what other people were doing. Why? Because that's them and their journey. I don't know what they've done, what they've been through, and it's not even important or relevant to my experience and what I want to go for. And so my advice will be with recruiting is like, think about what you want and make sure you go after the things that you want. MBA is expensive. $100,000 plus for a degree is expensive. And if you're going to be making money anywhere, you might as well make money doing what you want to do. And so that's the mindset that I had when it came to my recruiting process. Don't think about the noise of people doing this, or, you know, you want to get 100. There's no point of doing that. If you find a company that you want to work with, you do that. One thing I have to say though is that I definitely did work hard for it, but I could have not done it without one of my subscribers, and I mentioned her in my last video too, but Temi helped me out so much. Like, I can't, like, she's been like a guardian angel. It's so weird because we met here on YouTube, but she just fell from the sky, and she, you know, just came in. She helped me prep for my interview. She helped me prep for the GRE. She helped me prep for my interview getting into WashU. It's just like, and it's crazy because she goes to like a top tier business school, but yeah, she always finds a way to give back and help others, and I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, that's it with recruiting. I wanna answer more questions, but I might answer those on my Instagram because this video is kind of long. But in regards to my life is pretty good right now. I'm happy in my relationship. It's not perfect, but you know, I'm pretty content. I just came back from Belize. Belize was mad fun. I swam with sharks and stingrays. Yeah, I don't know how to swim, but I did snorkeling and I was in the middle of the ocean and I got to see these big ass sharks and just these rays and all that, and it was so fun. It was so awesome. And I'm happy too because I'm going to be going to Israel. By the time you see this video, I'm probably going to be in Israel. I'm going with WashU and I'm doing a consulting project there, so that's exciting. In regards to the next month, what's going to be coming up is I'm going to try my best to do more videos here because I miss you guys, and this is also another creative fun outlet. The only thing is that editing videos can be a challenge, so it's very time consuming. So I'm gonna try to post videos because I really enjoy this. I want to get back to makeup. When I tell y'all I did not try any new makeup this year, I did not try any new makeup, and I know this was the year where companies really tried to come out with bronzers for dark skinned women, and I'm so upset because I see everyone else releasing videos and I'm just like, I want to release a video but I just can't because it's just so much going on, trying to run a business, trying to be in business school, trying to be in a relationship, trying to love yourself, trying to take care of yourself. And so yeah, as you guys may or may not know, a lot of schools don't really want you working during the MBA, and so, you know, I have to take care of myself, so I don't really have time really to do a lot of videos, but I miss it. I'm gonna try to get back. Gonna come out with some, you know, travel vlogs. China's vlog is gonna come out, okay? Because I know y'all really want that vlog, and I really want to show you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys China. It's just gonna be mad editing and maybe a little, maybe, you know, four or three videos that I'm gonna split. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for coming back and visiting me. I missed you guys so much. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any video recommendations that you would like for me to do in the near future, please let me know. I could tell you guys that I'm back and these videos are about to be lit. I have some clothing videos, some hair videos, all of that. So I'm very excited, and thank you guys again for coming back to my channel. If you enjoyed this video or if it's your first time ever visiting my channel, please make sure that you subscribe right there and also like the video so I know that, you know, you're enjoying my content and that you want me to make more videos. So yeah, remember to live golden. Bye.